Welcome down to the Malted Man Cave. I'm your host, Keith.
And I'm Dave.
Tonight we're going back to Campbelltown.
Sans mustache.
All right, so as I said, tonight we're going back to Campbelltown, a place
Bring it on down to Campbelltown.
very near and dear to my heart. So I have a little kind of thing I want to preface. So everyone, well, most people that follow the channel know, and that I'm friends with knows that I really like Springbank 12 Cask Strength.
Mm-hmm.
It's, you know, the first video I ever did, like it literally was like the heavens opened
up a little door.
and it was like, this is like the liquid of the gods. Like, it is that good. And I've never had a bad bottle of Springbank 12 Cask Strength. I probably had 7 or 8 of the different versions. But over the last year or two, I will say the quality has gone down a little bit. Now, it's still great whiskey. Every single Springbank 12 Cask Strength.
Do you think that's production-wise?
It could just be like unlucky casks, you know.
Yeah.
Sometimes Springbank, sometimes they have amazing casks, but sometimes they can be pretty.
Is that just demand? Like because
it can
demand
be,
is up
it's just,
higher?
a lot of distilleries, it's just what they can get their hands on.
Yeah.
You know, like, oh, this came up, we can get these good casks. So sometimes it's just kind of luck.
Yeah.
I don't know, just the last couple ones over the last 2 years, they weren't like amazing. They were good.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely would buy them again, but they just weren't like wowing me. But this one, the Springbank 12 Cask Strength, 57.1%.
Trying to get those new sherry butts for you.
This one is back on track. So this one actually, and one of the reasons didn't think I was going to like this, because it's actually 65% bourbon and 35% sherry, which normally it's inverted. Normally it's more sherry than bourbon. But, you know, like 60
It's not how God intended things to be.
60%
Bourbon
sherry,
on top always.
40% bourbon, or like 65% sherry, 35% bourbon, sometimes even 70% sherry and 30% bourbon. But this one is mostly bourbon. And I was like, I like bourbon mature whiskeys, but I don't know. I just thought I'd like more sherry. But I'm telling you guys, 57.1, this new edition, this batch is amazing, and it's back on track. So without further ado, let's get into a little whiskey. For those of you guys who know, Campbelltown. This is from on the Kintyre Peninsula. The sweet, sweet fields of Campbelltown. Go ahead.
Bring it on.
Like I said, 57.1% ABV. It is natural color and non-chill filtered. Oh, we're going to finish it? Oh my gosh. You can if you really... What?
I thought that was the plan. I'm so sorry.
I mean, we can. I mean, this could be... If you want to.
We don't have to.
We're good.
Okay, let's do it.
All right. So
generous pours tonight. It's a celebration.
I was planning on not pouring all. Dave's like, nope, we're pouring all of it.
So normally when Keith says, "Hey, we're only gonna have enough to do ones," he's handing me. If you look back in the tapes, it's
true.
usually
we had a little bit more than I thought,
and it went glug glug glug, and I was like.
Because I was like, dude, I don't think we have enough. Because normally I'd give him a glass or two, and then he gets his notes and whatever, and then we go. And this time I told him, I was like, I don't think we have enough, man.
All his little banter earlier has piqued my interest. So I think I might want all of it.
All right.
Let's get into it.
What do you got on the nose, buddy?
Oh man, I always say "oh man" when I like it. So it reminds me of like burnt pancakes with maple syrup on them. It's got. I said burnt honey. Honey is a joke, but that just very dark amber honey. It does also have some. I think it's got a little meat to it too. It's got like a. It's like a breakfast sausage, like a maple breakfast sausage.
Dude, you're spot on.
Yeah?
A lot of those, man. Not that I'm right, but that's exactly what I'm getting.
Yeah.
So
it's very savory.
It's so honeyed vanilla. Like, I think this reminds me a lot of the Springbank 14 Bourbon Wood, which a lot of people love that. I don't think you got to.
I've never had it.
You never got to try. I did that with Tim. So I got like, you remember the crystal candies, like the vanilla rock candies? I get that.
I'm there with you.
I get the pancakes and syrups, a little like breadiness.
Yeah.
Biscuits, buttery biscuits, obviously. I get that with most Springbanks, the little biscuity note. Underbaked sugar cookies, which I think every Springbank video, I think I have to say, underbaked sugar cookies. But it really is theirs. There's just something about Springbank and something about Brook Latte. They both have that underbaked sugar dough cookies.
It reminds me of butterscotch pudding a little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit of butterscotch note in there. I think that's
the bourbon really takes the show on that.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, it does. It's heavy on that. Sherry notes wise, there is some red fruits, some dark fruits.
Yep.
Raisin wine vinegar. No, there's no vinegar in this. It is sweet as bourbon.
I almost get like apple juice with like soot put in it. Like if you could get apple juice and put some soot in there.
Yeah.
That's what it smells
I
like.
like it. Little that burnt pancake.
There is a little bit of, it's not strong, but there's a little like kind of red fruits from a little bit of the sherry cask influence in there. Little like maybe raspberries. So you don't think there's any sourness to this? Because I think there's a little bit of sourness to me.
There is some sourness to it. I was just gonna say some cranberry or something like tart. A tartness to it is how I would. And as soon as I took a sip of it, it is tart like a cranberry. What are you on your period? No, like a cranberry soda or whatever. What? The Departed.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen that.
What are you on your period? It's good for your brain. My wife tells me. I like it. I like the tartness of it.
I haven't had cranberry juice in a long time. But it does.
Well, you're about to have some. But it's honeyed. I'm already into it. I'm sorry.
Get into it.
Get ahead of myself. It's been a long weekend.
What about the palate, buddy?
Oh man, so I already got into it. That's where I got the cranberry note from. As soon as I took, it's very tart, that sharpness to it. It's great because it's a great balance to the bourbon, vanilla, burnt honey kind of roll that it's got on it. That soot note that you had before, I see.
So sooty on the palate.
Sooty on the palate.
Apple juice with soot in it.
I'm going down the chimney.
Soot. Let's see, you get buttered biscuits again, that
buttered
pancakes and syrup.
Coming down that chimney.
Little tart, cranberry or raspberry, some kind of red tartness, red fruit tartness.
A razzleberry.
Schnozberry.
Oh no. Raspberry pie, that's a delicious Marie Callender pie.
I think I've ever had that.
It's pretty good, man. It's got like every berry in it.
Maybe even a little rhubarb. That's my favorite pie, strawberry rhubarb.
I'm always there with you. And Springbank always reminds me a little bit of strawberry rhubarb, I think.
Mm-hmm. It's so good. What else do I get? Anything else you get? We can take our time. We don't got to hurry through this.
We can go slow.
So I know you said there's no vinegar. I get a little vinegar on the palate.
With you on the vinegar. I'm with you on the vinegar. I think that's part of that tarty or that sharpness.
So much vanilla and like syrup and vanilla rock candy. I mean, these were good bourbon casks. I personally think a good proportion of this is
there
first
such
fill.
thing as a bad bourbon cask?
Yes, there is.
You're right about it.
But no, these are not bad bourbon casks at all. These are actually exceptional.
I always love it when my friends that like so there's like you like God tier.
How dare you spill Springbank?
It was a drop.
That's blasphemy.
There's you that's like God tier whiskey. And then there's me that's like wise sage. Wise
Dude,
sage
you're whiskey.
And then there's like mortals. And like my friend mortals, they always ask me like my opinion.
Because you know a lot more about whiskey than a lot of people nowadays.
A little bit, yeah. So I get to use it, but I always love it when they ask my opinion and they like show me two pictures, and one is one thing and one is the other, and one is something that don't get this, obviously get this, get that one. And then I go over to their house and it's the other thing. And they're always like, yeah, it's not really that good. And I'm like,
yeah,
exactly. Yeah, same price range, and you could have had that fantastic bottle.
So I lent him some Woodford Reserve double
Oh my goodness. Never.
Came back 4 days later, half the bottle. I told him, I was like,
Memorial Day. It was 2 weekends in a row of neighbors.
Yeah, you said you did. Dude, you can take it back. Drink it. You can go to a third.
All right. Deal.
Because he said he didn't even get half. Dude, double oaked.
No, trust me, I got some sips.
I sent a bunch of things home for Hallie so that she'd be cool with the channel. Our wives aren't a big fan of the channel.
Beads and rugs and knives. Yeah.
And just a check.
Yeah.
Here's $100. Just please let him come over.
Stop. Yeah. No, she's loved it all, man. It's been nice, but it's also been nice having her interested in it, because then you're like, yeah, you get it. You see those parts of it. We also were doing it with people that were like, "What are you talking about? It just tastes like alcohol." We're like,
I don't understand. Like, people who literally listen, they're like, oh. I'm like, how do you not smell all the deliciousness?
Well,
I get it, because I think the first time I probably couldn't either, but I'm like,
yeah.
There is like something like somehow it just clicks when you can pass through the ABV and just smell the deliciousness.
People associate some of those scents with like drinking too much of it in college and stuff like that. That's true. Like, you got to ease into it if you've been knocking those
This right
back.
here is not for the faint of heart. Springbank 12 cask strength. This is not for the faint of heart.
Butter's my biscuits.
Anything else you got on the palate?
Yes.
Dude, the more this is in the glass, it's getting so candied and so sweet and like syrupy.
I was just gonna say it is
toffee.
It is a Waffle House, just a whipped cream and chocolate syrup. Not really the chocolate aspect, just the sweetness aspect to it. Maybe a little bit of chocolate syrup in there, a little artificial syrup kind of taste to it. That might be the tarty vinegar note too, but it just tastes like breakfast with sugar on it.
Yep.
To me. How about you, man?
Some pepper. A lot of pepper is coming up. Sooty, and then apple juice with some soot in, and then like just pepper. The pepper kind of is especially into the finish, I think.
Pepper.
This is a good whiskey, man.
Springbank. I'm with you on the pepper note.
It's coming back, because I was kind of just for like a year or two. I'm like, man, Springbank 12 cask strength is not what it once was. But I'm telling you, this one is back on form. The Springbank 12, 57.1% ABV. It's back. It's back. All right, what about the finish, man?
So it is. I think the finish is maybe the weakest area of it. It is medium. Medium to long for me. The sootiness stays, that gristly breakfast taste with a little sausage and pepper, and all of it stays.
The sausage is coming out on the palate now.
Yeah,
the meatiness.
Yeah, the honey is there as well. Maybe it's a long finish. It just kind of it's very graceful.
This does not taste like 57.1% ABV at all.
No.
This tastes more like 50 or 48. It is not.
It is very graceful in its. That's how I put it.
It's like literally like vanilla syrup with some soot in there, right?
Yeah.
And some apple juice. Vanilla syrup, some apple juice, some pepper, and some soot thrown in with a bunch of other goodness.
Dude, this is fantastic, man. I can see why this was a
good call. Pouring the whole thing.
I know. We should. Man, what a good one. Malta Man Cave, Mark, huh? Is that what you were about to ask me? What do you think? I am going to, sometimes I've liked Springbank partly because Keith is so
Because I
excited about
brainwashed
it.
you?
No, but
Just like
because
I'm gonna
I
bring-
see, you know, when you're drinking along with somebody and they're pointing out the good, you're out with a girl and your buddy's like, dude, look at those long legs. Look at that.
It's just human nature. The more someone else is talking up something, you're like, oh yeah, I guess I can see that.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
good.
And then the next morning, she turns on the lights and she sees you and she's like, oh my goodness, I went home with that guy. Get out of here. No, this is, I turned on the lights, man, and she's beautiful.
Yeah.
So, this is one of my favorite spring breaks. I am going to give it a 91.
That's exactly where I was going.
91.
91 out of 100. Amazing stuff. Springbank 12 cast drink is back. All right. So, question of the night.
Yeah.
Obviously, we're, COVID-19 is slowly kind of dwindling down.
We're over talking about it.
All right. So, we're thinking about enjoying. I think a couple times ago we talked about like music or concerts you're looking forward to going to. And then tonight we're like sporting events. And then we kind of transitioned as we were talking and arguing.
Yeah.
Talking about, you go ahead and introduce it.
Well, NHL's opening, or they're going to do their season. Basketball's figuring it out. Korean baseball. Go Szechuan Tigers. So if you could be at any historic sporting event, and what would you choose? What would you see live in person?
Now or in the past? Like past events or present?
Yeah, I'd like to open it up to past events, I guess. Yeah.
Wow.
Does that open up?
All right. I'll tell you exactly where I want to be.
All right.
And I probably wouldn't have said this, a couple of years ago, like, thinking about The Last Dance and being at one of the Jordan pushing off Byron Scott and hitting that J, or let's see, football.
Did you see the alternate angle?
What?
You haven't seen it yet with The Last Dance. You got to watch the alternate angle, man.
Yeah.
Byron looks lost. He doesn't look pushed off at all.
Really?
He looks like he's just burnt.
So it looks kind of just barely.
That's like an after the fact. That's just Jordan saying, I'm going to get some momentum going the other way while you're already toast. Yeah.
Could be.
Yeah, it looks good. It looks good for Jordan. They've been sitting on that alternate angle for years.
Dude, Jordan is cutthroat.
Yeah.
Dude,
So what were you about to say?
Hold on. So I was watching this YouTube video with Bill Burr narrating.
Oh, yeah.
Have you seen those where he's narrating The Last Dance? He's like talking about Isaiah Thomas. 30 years later, still doesn't take it back. Still said he'd walk off and not shake hands. This is really funny. Anyway, my moment, if I could go back, dude, Golden State, Cavs.
Oh, yeah.
Game 7 when they beat them in Golden State. I would just be there reveling it. Just reveling in it.
That's
amazing.
a good... Dude, that was such a great feeling.
That's the only time me and my dad literally, back here, jumped up and down like little kids.
Hugging.
Literally jumping up, down, screaming like we were like 8-year-olds together.
Yeah.
Breaking the curse. Although Stipe Miocic actually broke it first.
So live, I think I would have loved to have seen one of the big boxing, maybe
Thrilla in Manila?
No, one of Mike Tyson's fights. One of Tyson's prime. Tyson prime.
Like where after 6 seconds you just knock the dude out.
just be able to see it, because have you seen the clips of him lately?
I heard he had a hard time ripping his shirt off. So I didn't see it.
No.
You know what I'm
I don't
about?
think I don't think he has any problem ripping his shirt off. I think that's
Did you
just
see
whatever
that? I just saw
hand strength or something, because dude, you should see some of his shots in the gym right now.
Pretty
my
savage
gosh.
still.
Oh, dude, it looks like take your head clean off.
Does he still have a tiger at his house?
No, he just got a bunch of weed there. He's got like a weed farm.
Does he really?
I think so. Anyways, I think I would have. I've been watching a lot of Tyson stuff lately, just seeing him getting back in shape and stuff like that. So him and Evander Holyfield are talking about maybe doing some not light sparring.
Not a full go?
No, light sparring.
Is he gonna bite his ear off
promo.
again? If you were Evander Holyfield, would you really say, I'd be like, heck no, I'm not gonna let you bite my ear off again?
He's all about that paper. Yeah, for the right amount of money, you get your ear bitten off.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
no, but they've made up and everything. They're friends again.
really,
dude. If Mike Tyson says like, "Forgive me,"
like, no, you bit my ear off in public for everybody.
I guess Evander could. So I think I'd like to see a Tyson fight.
I believe that he did because he seems like a truly good person that believes in forgiveness. So
yeah.
Love it.
So
Evander Holyfield's probably my favorite boxer.
Tyson fight for me, but you know what? Only because I'd love to be right there with you. 2016 Cavs all the way.
Yep. All right, guys. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, hit the notifications bell, and remember, Springbank is king.
But as we can see, bourbon is best.
The Bourbon guys did make this pretty much.